That was not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. No, it isn't. Man, I suck at TikTok Live. Pure suck. Oh, I didn't even realize I'm live on both. I'm not even paying attention. All right. Well, we're off to a great start. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And here we are, 6:30 on September 29th, a Monday, our favorite day of the week. What's funny is I remember for many years I was working with Vector Marketing and Cutco Cutlery, and one of the things that I used to always say is I love Mondays. Used to be, most people are like, oh, Monday sucks, Monday's the worst. And for us it was weird because Monday was like the best day because number one, you got paid on Monday, which was kind of cool, and actually it was a good thing because you didn't like get paid on like a Friday and then spend money throughout the weekend that you shouldn't have spent. Like, you got paid on Monday. So you actually were in a work state of mind, so you pay your bills and do everything else first. And Monday also, you had your Monday meetings, so you got to see your team. And Mondays were the day where I got to run advanced training. Advanced training was like my favorite thing to do, was run advanced training with the new reps. And then also on Monday, we would collect our orders. We would get all our orders and we'd ship out on Monday. So like Monday was like a good day, whereas everybody else hated. And I hated Fridays because Friday was like the longest day of training. And then I had to run an interview and I just had to do all this stuff. So it's interesting that, I just have a affinity. I like Mondays as far as it goes. And now that I have liberated myself from my work situation, and this is what I do now, Mondays are even better. And so today I started a new ritual. The birds, let's say good morning to the birds. I hear them chirping. I know it's going to start getting colder and I'm going to lose the birds soon, but it's 6:30 in the morning and these birds are up chirping and chirping. So if they're up chirping, I'm up here chirping as well with you guys. And, super excited today because last night, today was like, I was saying to myself, this is the official day. Like I did a little bit of the workout last week. I started on like a Wednesday. Where I determined the workout that I was going to be doing. And I said, I'm going to do some things. I'm going to increase the activity that's on my list, and I'm going to quit my job on Friday. And so Monday starts the actual thing. And here we are on Monday, right? So today I got up. So, but of course, last night I decided I'm going out. Like, I was watching the Cowboys lose, which I was excited about, and then they won, which I was not excited about, and then they got tied, and then I was like, all right, that's fine. And then they ended up tying the game. So I decided I'm going to go out and drive my car, make some money, and I have to replace my income with driving income. So I did that, and I ended up staying out way too late. And I was like, oh my goodness, tomorrow is Monday. I got to start tomorrow at 5:30. And I didn't get home until like 1:30 in the morning. And I've been going to bed at like 10:30 at night, like latest. So this morning was the test, right? And so I got up, my alarm went off at 5:30. And I said to myself, by 6 o'clock, I want to start my daily ritual every morning, so I'm pushing it back. And I didn't even have a daily ritual, right? So I said, so my daily ritual, so I'll share with you guys now. I see there's one person here. I don't know if it's Soup. If it is Soup, he's going to be excited about my morning ritual now. So the first thing that I do is smile and say thank you. First thing right off the bat, be happy that I woke up, that I opened my eyes, that I get the opportunity to have another day, right? So, which just changes your mindset, right off the bat, just having the attitude of gratitude right when you wake up, right? Because how most of us wake up, and I woke up that day too. I started mowing. I'm like, oh my God, the alarm just went off. But then I just smile. I'm like, thank you for allowing me to have another day. And because there's people who didn't open their eyes today. So just having that attitude of gratitude first thing, right as you wake up, right? So then I argued with myself about getting up and starting the rest of my ritual. But the rest of the ritual was getting out of bed, and then I got to I start the blood flowing right away. All right. So drink some water. I have my water that's right by my bed. And I drink the water, and then I do my. Now this is this was day one. I did this today. By the way, what I have on my phone, I can't see it right now because I got TikTok on, which I will be going to TikTok Studio soon. But on my phone, I used to have a picture of a Tesla. That was my phone cover. Now my phone cover says, "Who will you be by 50?" And it says, "Will you enjoy the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? Choose today." Right? That's what it says on my phone now. And I can't read it most of the time just because, the apps are on top of it, but I know what it says. I could see it there. And so I thought of my phone. I thought of my normal ritual, which is doom scrolling and, going on to the, so I said, all right, nope, not today. Today is the first day. You can't miss the first day. So I got up and actually I did the squats and the push-ups yesterday, start the day, but today is the official day. So I did. So basically what I do is I do 50. Excuse me, I don't do 50 yet. I do 3 sets of just air squats, just squatting down to parallel and back up, and then 3 sets of and push-ups. Right. So I'm starting off doing 10, 10, and 10. My friend Soup is like, you got to do 50 air squats. Well, not to 50 yet. So I'm gonna build up to them. But it's just to move your body. Start moving your body. Get the blood flowing. Your legs are your biggest, your biggest muscles in your body. So you just start moving those around. And I knew Soup would be super excited about that. So I did. And then what I'm going to do is I'm adding 1 squat and 1 push-up every day. So today I did 11 because I did it yesterday. I did 10 squats, 3 sets, and then I did 5 push-ups, 3 sets. So today I did 11 squats and then 10 squats and then 10 squats. And tomorrow and then I did 6 push-ups and 5 and 5. So I'll add 1 to each set and we'll build up. So while I did that, though, I put on a little motivational video. I actually watched somebody. I put on somebody doing their routines. I put on some positive influence, and then I sat down and I worked on my to-do list. And the great thing about doing the to-do list and planning the day, right? So yesterday, you're not going to be able to see it because the background. I should turn the background off, but I'll just hold it here. So I have only 3 columns. I have personal. And it's funny, when I first made this, I had 4 columns and I had my job there first. And it's so interesting how the mentality, the job mentality seeps into you, right? So when I did this originally, I had 4 columns, and the first one said Trinity, which was my old job. And it was like Trinity, and then it was Bright Futures, and then it was This Matters, and then it was Personal was last. And then I was watching something, and it was Jim Rohn. Nice. Nice. All right. Soup just said he's doing his squats while he's listening to me. Awesome. So he motivated me. I motivated him. See how it works? So I had done my to-do list like this, and then I was watching some Jim Rohn. Actually, I think I was doing a Morning Matters, and I watched Jim Rohn, and he said, one of the keys to success is to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And then I just thought mentally, I was like, why is my job first? Like, why am I last? Why did I put the things I need to do for me last and put my job first? What's wrong with me? So I switched that immediately. But now the job's gone. So now I only have 3 columns, right? So I have personal. I have the This Matters podcast. This is one of those. Morning Matters is one of in the family of the This Matters, and then Bright Futures. But so then yesterday, like, all kinds of stuff went right and went wrong. I didn't get done with most of the list. I was sitting on my couch, and I was sitting on my couch, and I decided to eat a bowl of soup, and I was eating soup, and the phone rang, and I know my mom is about to get knee surgery, and so I'm helping her. She's about to get arthroscopic knee surgery, so I heard the phone ring in the house, and I'm like, oh, I gotta. She can't get up and get to the phone, so I put the soup down on the couch that I was sitting on, like an idiot, like a full thing of soup. And then I went to like push down to get up, and the whole soup just fell over onto this. I don't know if you can see, but it's all soupy. Soup. I destroyed my TV remote. It doesn't work now. I got a whole bowl of soup, like all over, like just the dumbest thing ever. And so I ran. I got the phone for my mom. It was my brother, so she got to talk to him, which was nice. So I had to rewrite this. Yeah, I sat and I rewrote the whole thing. And so but out of that bad thing that happened, and as stupid as I felt, it was kind of good because it reminded me, like halfway through the evening, that I got to get these things done, right? I got the stuff that I wrote down. So if you don't know how this to-do list works, or if you want to copy, actually, you know what? I'll throw a copy up on my Patreon. I'll even make it free, the free Patreon thing, so you don't have to pay for it. But it's pretty simple. It's just a spreadsheet. And it just says, the date. I put date on here. Then it has A, B, or C, meaning is it, top priority? Is it medium priority? Or is it like, I would like to get this done eventually? Just put it to take it out of my mind. And then it has the category, and then it has the thing. So so that's what it is. It's just 3 columns of that. You can make the priorities whatever you want, whether it's family or work or whatever categories of important things you have in your life. I have 3 right now that I'm focused on. And so then I write the things down, and then I cross them. So this morning I said, so part of my daily ritual is look at my to-do list, look at my day. Okay. What have I gotten done? What have I not? And so I was upset because I didn't get a lot of things done yesterday, but then, I started crossing things off, so I was like, make daily routine. I did it, so I have my A's, and I just go, what are my A's? What am I focused on today? And then I have the date on here. It's not like I don't do it like a new one every day. I just add, you can't see, sorry, but I just add more things, right? And I have the date column here. And so when I get it done, I just cross it off and get myself a little dopamine hit, like, hey, daily routine. I did that, vacuum the entire house. I did that. I crossed that off, right? And then I just put new A's there with the newer dates. And now I can look at this and I can say, okay, I could see things that have been hanging out longer, so if I have any A's of today, like I got to focus on, so even though I wrote new A's down, I got to make sure that either I got to switch them to B's. I do this all in pencil so I can erase it. And so either I have to make some of the B's A's if I got to focus on those today, or focus on, getting those things done as sooner, or I got to, correct them down to from B's to C or A, but I just focus on my A's. I say, okay, I got to get as many A's off my list as I possibly can today. And I can just see what's sitting there and what I got to cross out. So I only crossed out one thing on the This Matters podcast. So I'm going to be working on that a little bit more today. And then I add more things that I got to do. And so now it just gives me some focus on what I got to do today. So some mental clarity, right? Some direction. Living an intentional day as opposed to just going through the day, and things are going to happen. We always know that something's going to come up, but at least we have some intention. We have a plan. We have where we're going, and we spend our morning, putting those intentions to our head and looking at our goals, which is what we're going to do next, which is what we do every day. So hopefully you have written out your own goals. I'm going to pull mine up right now. Let's pull them up like this. And again, I do this every single morning, but I explain what it takes to be a goal. A goal, words have meanings, and these are my meaning. Words are useless if we don't all agree on them, right? Like if I agree, the only reason this is called a pencil is because I agree to call it a pencil, you agree to call it a pencil, and that sound means this thing. If we don't both agree on that, then the words don't really mean anything, do they? I have to take this overlay off every single time. I got to figure out a way to save my settings. I don't know why that's always there. So anyway, you guys know who I am. So anyway, so the meaning of goals, when I say a goal, I don't mean a dream. I don't mean a wish. I don't mean, there's a specific thing that needs to be a goal. So before I pull those up again, I'll just go over them quickly. They need to be measurable, which means that it's not like something that's vague. It has to be measurable. You have to be able to say, I did it or I didn't do it. So you can't say things like, I want to make a lot of money. You have to say, I want to make $100,000 or whatever, whatever it is. You can't say, I want to lose weight. You have to say, I want to lose, X amount of pounds or whatever. And so it has to be something that's measurable. It's not like I'm going to be happy. Second thing, it has to have a time frame, meaning there has to be a time where it ends. And so you can't have it go on forever. I want to make $1 million one day, right? That doesn't work for a goal. I want to lose 25 pounds versus I want to lose 25 pounds in the next 90 days, right? And then you set a date. So you have to have a time frame. And the third qualification has to be written down, right? So it has to be on paper. You can either write it with your hand or you can type it out, but it has to be written down, because once you write it down, you give energy to it, you solidify it, and you can't change it, right? Well, you can. I mean, you can erase it, you can go back, but when it's in your mind, you can fuzz it up a little bit, right? So now you have to look at it and say, I hit my goal or didn't hit my goal. So hope you guys write down your goals. I have mine. I'm going to read them right now, as I do every morning. And the goals, and remember, the purpose of a goal is not that you hit the goal. The purpose of a goal is that you strive toward the goal. And your goals should be big enough, as I pull this up. Your goals should be big enough that you shouldn't be hitting them all, right? If you're hitting all your goals all the time, then your goals are too small, right? So some people just can't deal with failure. The point of the goal is that either if you hit it, great, you celebrate, you say great job, and if you don't hit it, you say, what did I do wrong? How could I have gotten better? How can I improve? Why didn't I hit it? All right, because failure is feedback. I'm failing right now to find that sheet right there. I don't know why. What I will accomplish before 50, and it doesn't look like the sheet there. So I'm just going to go to images then. Weird. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to read them off here. So here we go. We'll do it quick. Decrease bad debt by $25,000. I have a tracker for this, so anytime I pay some bad debt off, buy $10,000 of Tesla stock, save $7,000, raise the credit score by 150 points. Health, A1C down to 6.5 or lower. For those who don't know what that is, that's for diabetics. That is your long-term blood sugar. Mine was up around 12. I don't know what it is right now. I know it's lower, but I don't know how low it is. So I got to get an A1C tester. Average blood sugar under 150 monthly for a month, or average weekly, excuse me. Weight down to 250 pounds or less. So today I am dead set. I'm glad I just read that. Fast. I'm starting fasting at 2 o'clock. 2 p.m. fast. Make sure I am on that. 9:29. So 2 o'clock, starting my fasting procedure. I'm going to today complete the half marathon. Today's jogging is no jogging. I'm just going to the gym today. Now, this is what caused me to fix my daily routine. Bench press 315, squat 225 for 10. So I will be going to the gym today. I'm doing chest and back. And and this is what came up with the squats and the put, or one of the things that motivated me to do the squats and the push-ups every day. I was like, well, if I really want to get my chest stronger, I want to get my legs stronger, maybe I should exercise my chest and my legs every day. Oh, what a amazing concept. So now I do the squats and I do the push-ups every morning. All right, and then the financials weekly budget video. My budget videos, I will tell you, I'm hesitant to do them because, and I just got to do it. I'm hesitant to do it because I don't have any like serious like cash income, any income right now, because I'm quitting my job, and I knew I was quitting my job, so my mental state was doing this financial video was hurting. But I'm going to do that this week. Work daily on getting my income to 112,347. Daily morning matters. Here we are doing it right now. This matters Monday, Saturday, and Friday. So that is going to be changed. I decided with the job I'm looking into, that's going to be too much. So it's just going to be, actually I should switch that. I'm going to be doing This Matters on Monday and Friday. On Monday will be 9 p.m. Friday will be 8 p.m. And Saturday is going to be gone because I'm going to be doing a different webcast about that. And then obviously Sunday, Cosmic Matters. We'll do Sunday, and we had a great Cosmic Matters yesterday. I really enjoyed it. So, and then health. Exercise every day. I've done that a little bit, but I'm going to the gym still. Follow the half marathon running schedule, which I am doing by not running today. The way the running schedule works, just so you know, is Monday is nothing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are like medium runs, like they're all like 3 miles this week, but then it's like 3 to 4 miles, and it gradually increases as time goes on. And then Saturday and Sunday are the longer mileages. So this will get more challenging as time goes on. But today I don't have to do anything. And then gym minimum 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm doing that today. And then 2 24-hour fasts a week, which is what I'm starting today. And then with the fast, again, I'm doing at 2 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So 2 p.m. I stop eating. 2 p.m. tomorrow I start eating. So if you're doing a fast like that, just so you understand, you can do a 24-hour fast without actually going the entire day, conscious waking day without eating. You can literally just stop it. I'm stopping at 2 and I start at 2 tomorrow. So all I'm doing tonight is skipping dinner, and then in the morning, skipping breakfast, or what we consider breakfast. My breakfast will be when I break my fast at 2 p.m. So that's that. Now, there was something about discouragement. Ooh, I could do that video. Yeah, let's do that. Let me do it right now. I don't know why that popped in my head right now, but apparently it did for a reason. And then we can wrap it up on the devil and discouragement. So if you're out there and you're getting discouraged, right, as I have done. So instead of watching a video, I'll tell a story. And it's a story I used to tell my sales reps when we had a bad week or they were being challenged. And the story goes, there's the devil, and the devil was having a going out of business sale, and the devil took all of his potions and powders and all the things that he used to tempt people, and he was putting it on sale. He had a little garage sale, right? And so he had lust, he had envy, he had hatred, he had these beautiful vials that he kept these in that he would use on people. And so someone came to the sale, and they were looking at all these ornate vials, I guess I'll call them, vases, and all these ornate temptations, all these tools of the devil. And the person's looking, and they're seeing everything and how much they cost, and then as they're walking around, they see one of the things on the is this small, like wedged, like triangle type tool, and it's all beat up and it's ugly and it doesn't look nearly as nice as all the other ones. And so the person looking to buy the devil's uh, tools says, "What is that?" He's like, "That tool looks looks quite beat up. It doesn't look nearly as good as all these other elaborate temptations that you use." And the devil looks and he says, "No." He's like, "That's not for sale." He's like, I'll sell everything else, but that tool is the one that I use the most." And it's the reason it's shaped that way is once I can dig that tool into someone's mind, once I get that tool in, then I can use all the other ones. I can pick any of the other ones that I want, and they all work. And the person says, what is that tool called?" And the devil says, "Well, that tool is called discouragement." Right. And if you think about it, when do people when do all the things go off the rails? When we get discouraged, right? When we're all of a sudden, when we don't get angry at our spouse or our girlfriends or our wives or our husbands, or until we get discouraged about something, right? Something goes wrong, and then we're like, right? People don't cheat on people unless they're unhappy in the situation that they're in. People don't start hating that. Like I didn't hate my job. By the way, when I started my job, I was like gung ho. I was so gung ho, man. I was like, I'm doing this. I spent money on signs and marketing, and I was all this stuff. But as time went on, and as I couldn't see results that I wanted, I got discouraged, which is why I'm not there anymore. Right. All these things, when money problems happen, we get discouraged, and then we're like, oh, and then that's when we start doing all the other things. We start blaming, and we start hiding, and we start all the things happen through discouragement. And I had somebody, I remember when someone explained to me what being discouraged is, and it all depends on your expectation level. Right. So you have an expectation of how things are supposed to go, whether it's in your life or in any situation, whether it's it's a relationship, whether it's money, whether it's job, whether it's kids, like you have a expectation level. Right. And if reality exceeds your expectation, then you are happy, you are elated, you're joyful. You're like, that's great. Look at how much better things are than I expected. But if reality goes below the expectation line, then you become discouraged, right? You're like, this is no good. Like I thought it was going to be like this, and it's like that. And the funny thing about that is you set the expectation line. You've made it up. So your expectations are what's causing your joy and causing your discouragement. So if you understand that, you can say, well, why am I discouraged? Why am I upset about this? And it's because I expected something different than the reality. But reality is all there really is. So my feelings of discouragement and my feelings of joy are based upon, my expectation of what reality should be. So you are in charge of what your expectations are. So you can lower your expectation and have more joy. Now, when you say lower your expectation, it doesn't mean you change your goals. It doesn't mean you say, I want less in my life. It's just lowering your expectation of you get angry at your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever, right? Or you get angry at your kids, and you're upset, you're discouraged about what's going on, right? Maybe it's because you're expecting too much from them. So you expect them to do this and do that and do that and do that. And when they don't do that, you're like, oh, right? But how about if you don't expect that from them, you lower that expectation, and then it takes your anger away. And then you can have a discussion with them like, hey, I would love for you to do this or do that without the anger, without the feelings and the emotions of tied into it, because you expected them to do it, right? I remember, I'll wrap up with this. I remember when I was a kid, I left my socks on the ground, right? I took my shoes and socks. I was playing basketball, and I went and I took my shoes and socks off and left them, in the living room. And my dad came up to me, and he was just like livid, like because he was like, not let me rephrase, not livid, but he was very angry. And he's like, he's like, this is so disrespectful of you that you leave your socks here. It annoys me to no end that you think that it's okay to come in here and to take your shoes and your socks and just leave them right there. And I'm like, now to me, I didn't care. I eventually would pick them up and move them. I don't just leave stuff all over the house. Like I'm one of those people. Like I go to bed. I just walk and just take my clothes off, and just fall on the ground where they be. And then the next morning I wake up and I pick them up and I put them away. Right. So to me, it wasn't a big deal. And if I had knew that it had bothered my father, then I wouldn't have done it. But he didn't communicate that to me. But his mindset was that you should feel the same way I feel. Like you're disrespecting me. That, like, he assumed that I knew that would bother him. Now, somebody might say I just never thought of it. And if I did think of it, if I knew once I knew it bothered him, I never did it again. But that's the point. The point being is the emotions come from and I remember telling him distinctly, I was like, Dad, if you told me that bothers you, I wouldn't do it. And I'll never do it again. Right. So yeah, so it's just a matter of communicating. What is your expectation? What is reality? And then the emotions, understand that your emotions are being created when you're in that emotion. Understand that you've created that emotion, right? You'd be based on your expectation levels, and then you can then step back out of that, evaluate where you are, and then move forward, and then eliminate the expectation, or you can have the expectation and say, well, why is reality not meeting this, and then fix that, right? And so you can then say, okay, well, let me understand the emotion that I'm having, step back, say, okay, I expected this, I got this. So if I'm not going to lower the expectation, then what I need to do is figure out how to make reality meet my expectations, which is another way you could go at it as well, right? You don't have to just lower your expectations all the time. So there we go. That's therapy for this morning. It is 7:02. This is Matt Matters. There's a lot more coming. I've been working. I got the Shopify store. I made my first t-shirt. Actually, I'll show you really quickly what it looks like. I'm not going to show you the shirt yet, but I'll show you the image that I put on the shirt, and the Shopify store I'm working on right now. It's just about done. Where are we? Here we go. And I got to learn how to do this properly. I got to remove that first before I add new things to the stage. All right, I'm going to show this to you, and then I'm going to go image. One more time. Let's try again. Yeah, no. All right. That will be, that's called a failure. I tried twice. It didn't show up. I'm not going to end that way. I'll show you the shirts. The link will be up tomorrow. I got comments coming in. Oh, there. Hey, good morning, Renee. Thank you for being here. I was thinking about Renee and Maya Geo yesterday, and how I appreciate you guys being a part of this show. So, yeah, the shirt just basically has a person like this, arms open. Ooh, I'm sweating already. It's my squats, and it says, "Remember, we don't got to, but we get to." And it says, "Have an attitude of gratitude." So I'll be making some more shirts. We're putting them up on the store, and I got a lot of stuff to work on today, and we'll catch up tomorrow. So check out This Matters first. This Matters tonight at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. The topic will be Tesla. I'm doing so This Matters will be Tesla and government stuff. I'm calling it government stuff. I'm trying to think of what to call it other than politics, because it is going to be politics. Kinda. It's not going to be left or right politics. It's not going to be like, it's going to be more about what we should be doing to improve our government, not necessarily what is on the right or on the left to improve our government. You'll see how you'll see. But that will be Friday. Tonight's is going to be all Tesla. I got to get all my Tesla stuff out of my head. I haven't gotten that onto YouTube yet, and I'll be posting some videos today. All right, that's it. Before I go into another rant about something else, thanks again. Morning Matters, 9:29. We're out. I hope you guys have a great day.